Guys, some of the biggest expenses that we have as Americans are housing, transportation, and food, in that order. So on this video, I want to concentrate on the second largest expense that the average American household has, which is transportation. Now I'm going to break down on this video 4 reasons. The number one wealth killer that no one wants to talk about is automobiles, and how this is keeping a lot of us poor. Now, number 4 is probably the most important reason, so I really want you to stay tuned for number 4. Now, we all love a sleek, smooth, clean ride, right? In fact, let me know in the comments below, guys, what is your dream car or your dream automobile? You know, like if money was no object. If money was no object for real, for me, I would probably be driving some type of luxury Lexus sedan or a Toyota Tundra 8-cylinder long bed pickup truck. Right? Americans, guys, we do love our cars. I get it, trust me. But cars are really destroying our ability to build some real wealth. Because for most of us, guys, let's face it, money is an object. Money is important, and money is something that we all have to consider. The first reason automobiles kill our wealth is because we spend so much of our capital called money, on car payments. Guys, the average car payment in America for a new car is $725 per month. And the average car payment in America for a used car is $586 per month. Now, this money is taking money away from all the other investments that we could be making with our money. Investment opportunities like real estate, or just simply saving for large ticket items that we don't want to finance, right? These car payments pull money from those things, and it pulls money from things like your emergency savings and having money in case something goes wrong, when it goes wrong, because it will go wrong. But the more money you put towards a car payment, the less money you have for those emergencies, and the less money you have to pay down debt, right? All these really constructive things that you could be doing with your money are typically tied up into a car payment. So this money that we spend, this capital we spend on cars, is pretty much robbing us from all types of other productive things we could be doing with that money. Guys, if you get value from this video, please smash the like button below. And please consider subscribing to this channel if you're not already a subscriber. And also, don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family. Now, the second reason I say an automobile is the number one wealth killer in America that absolutely no one wants to talk about is because when you have car payments, you're basically taking one depreciating asset called cash, and you're going to buy a second depreciating asset called an automobile. So it's like you're taking one losing battle and going to fight and buy another losing battle. So you're essentially killing money. You're stopping the flow of money, literally burning up the money and destroying the chances that that money is ever going to flow, it's ever going to grow, and destroying the chances that it will ever be used as currency that moves and grows as it moves. You're destroying that when you take the depreciating asset called cash and go and buy another depreciating asset called a car or an automobile. You're cutting off the greatest habit of wealth builders. The greatest wealth building habit, guys, is to take and buy low, sell high. Now, when you take money and you go finance a car to make car payments, guess what? You're taking and you're buying high and making payments down the road, and ultimately, you're going to sell and get rid of it low. You're buying high and selling low instead of buying low and selling high. So you're basically flipping the script on how money is really made, how wealth is really built, right? You're doing the absolute opposite of what we should be doing with our money. If we want to build some wealth, to borrow money to make payments on something going down in value is the exact thing that people who remain in poverty, that's what they do. People that build wealth, they don't do that. And we kind of want to be in the habit of doing the things that wealth builders do, as opposed to people that are in poverty, right? If we want to get out of poverty and not be poor, we can't be doing the things that poor people do. Now, guys, I've owned a ton of cars in my time, 36 years of owning cars, and you'll see a list going by me right now of all the cars that I've actually owned over the last 36 years. Now, some of these cars I bought outright with cash, but a lot of these cars I actually financed and made payments on them. Some were a major mistake, and some worked out super duper well and I kept for a decade or more. But guys, overall, the financing of the cars that I bought with payments really played a major role in keeping me poor for a very long time. I didn't begin to really build my wealth until about 2011, 2012, when I gave up car payments for good. And I haven't had a car payment since. So that takes me to the third reason that automobiles are the biggest wealth killer that people just don't want to talk about. Number 3 is this, guys. You have to pay interest on the money that you borrow to go buy a car if you have the car financed. You have to actually pay for the money that you're using to go buy the car. And typically, especially nowadays, that interest rate is really high. So it makes financing a car a horrible investment. Guys, according to Edmunds.com, the average car loan interest last month was 7.4% APR for new cars and 11.4% APR for used cars. Now, Cox Automotive, they gave the volume-weighted averages for interest rates, which was 9.95% APR for new cars and 14.16% for used cars. Guys, I got news for you. Now, that's the highest the average interest rates have been on new and used cars in over 23 years. Interest rates and the cost of money for buying cars hasn't been that high since the turn of the century. And just so we're clear, the APR includes the interest rate plus the fees. When the Federal Reserve raises the federal funds rate, that affects all short-term loans. And short-term loans include automobile loans that are 3, 5, or 6, or 7 years. So because the Fed has continued to raise short-term interest rates, that's affected the interest rates for automobiles. So you're just paying more and more to borrow money to finance the payment on that depreciating asset. And guys, more than 80% of all car purchases in America are financed. So financing a vehicle is a big problem. Now that leads me to number 4, and I told you to stick around for number 4 because it's probably the most important reason why I say automobiles are the number 1 wealth killer in America. It's simply this, guys. Cars, as I've said throughout the video, are a depreciating item, right? They go down in value. Cars and automobiles, they all lose value for the most part. Now, I know we had a couple of years here in the last few years where cars were retaining their value, but guys, that trend is over. Cars are now back down to losing value as they have done for 100 years. The average new car that rolls off the lot loses 20% of its value the moment that it leaves the car lot. So that's what they call, guys, rapid depreciation. Not just regular depreciation, but super duper fast depreciation. And even used cars, the value goes down like a rocket as soon as you begin to put more and more miles and more wear and tear on the car. And again, while the car is going down in value, you're losing a fortune in payments and depreciation. And most of us, we really don't even realize it. It's just happening, and we're not thinking about it. We're just making that payment every single month. But by making that car payment every single month, you're losing the possibility of that money, that cash, gaining any future value. Just imagine for a moment, guys, if you invested that money, say in the stock market, in an index fund, instead of making a car payment. Remember when I said that the average new car payment was $725 a month and the average used car payment is $586 per month? Guys, I want you to imagine for a second, if you just took that $725 a month car payment and you invested it in an index fund for 6 years, 72 months, and it gained about 9% annual interest rate over the course of those 72 months. You'd have, at the end of those 6 years, close to $71,000 if you just simply bought a car that would get you from point A to point B, and then you took that money you would be paying towards that new car payment and you just invested it. That's about $71,000 in just 6 years. Now, imagine if you took that $586 per month that you'd be paying for a used car and you invested it for 6 years, and it gained about 9% interest every year. That would be about $57,000 after those 72 months, or after those 6 years. Now, that same used car payment of $586 per month, if you invested it in the stock market, in an index fund or index funds over the course of 20 years, and it gained a 9% average rate of return over those 20 years, that $586 per month would turn into $392,000 over the course of 20 years. That's almost $400,000 over the course of 20 years from that $586 per month used car payment. Guys, come on. I could end the video right there, right? That's all I have to say. Guys, $400,000 in 20 years. I hope you like the used car. Guys, those are my 4 reasons that I say the #1 wealth killer in America that no one wants to talk about is automobiles. Now guys, I hope you got something of value out of this video. If you did, do me a favor and share this video with someone who you know needs to hear this information about cars. And also, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please consider subscribing to my channel. Guys, I offer one-on-one financial mentoring and coaching. If you're looking to grow your current income by adding additional streams of income, or you simply want to maximize your current income and get the most you can out of your money right now, or if you simply just want to become a better manager over your money, a better steward over your current personal finances, I may be a good fit for you. You'll find a link to my one-on-one personal financial mentoring and coaching below, along with a link to my schedule. Please feel free to reach out to me, guys, or you can also join this YouTube channel and have access to me one-on-one for at least 15 minutes every single month. There'll be a link to that as well in the description below. Please feel free to reach out to me, guys. Hey, the best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Guys, do me a favor. Take care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.